r/Askreddit by Robotainment. Why do you like to be alive? There's some shit I still need to do, the list keeps growing, so it's kind of an ongoing thing. Edit. Holy smokes, this blew up. Thanks everyone for the awards and updates. There's a lot of places I still want to go, books I want to read, movies I want to see. Even if I don't get to experience it all before I die, I like the anticipation of it all. I haven't tried all the restaurants in my area and it actually has been a good motivator to cherish the whole life thing. I hold a terrible secret. There's a skeleton inside of me, so if I die it will be released. It is a burden I must bear to protect the world from skeletons. Spite. I'm terminally ill and the closer I've gotten to death the more I've just sat back and watched nature, genuinely stopping to smell the roses. It's the little things in life that make life worth living. The family of birds in a nearby tree communicating with each other. The dog you wake up every morning to and can't wait to see you and be around you. I even oddly lyle watching the trees rustle on a windy day. Watching my fish swim around their aquarium. Valuing the time and memories I make with my wife and friends. People that say life isn't worth living need to try their very best to smell the roses, watch the sunrise or sunset. I know sometimes life really can get us down in the dumps, but life is truly beautiful. Edit. Just woke up and checked all the notifications. Thank you everyone for the awards and the very nice words. It's very humbling to get so many beautiful responses. I've done my best to read and like as many as possible. One comment I noticed is about how close to death we come. My fate was luckily decided by my oncologist. I was in ICU last year. I was septic and I had a superbug the doctors couldn't get on top of. My kidney had completely stopped, and I only have one kidney. Fortunately, when the ICU had the various teams come together to decide whether to continue or let me go, my oncologist demanded they continue to treat me because I'm young 29 and my heart and lungs are in good shape. I'm still here to this day, so I owe it all to that man who saved my life multiple times. I've sat with my wife and cried, told her I was ready to go, and laid patiently with my eyes closed ready to be taken away. It just didn't happen. Since that moment I've done my absolute best to enjoy the little moments in life that we easily brush past and let go unnoticed when we are busy and living a healthy normal life. I'll try to individually reply to comments where I can. Thank you everyone. I have a friend that's going through some tough times, so I like to check up on him every day and encourage him. Occasional serotonin. It hits me every once in a while. Also garlic bread. Serotonin caused by garlic bread. I like having connection with other humans. It is the only thing that feels worth it to me, but it's also the thing I don't like about being alive. Someone's got to feed my Tamagotchi. I keep hoping something worth living for will happen to me. Maybe it's up to you to make it happen. If you keep waiting for something to change, chances are slim it will. You can start small. Everyone's first steps are small in a way. To enjoy and experience things that make me truly happy while I still can. There's always opportunity to enjoy life, even if it doesn't seem like it, and I'm glad I learned that rather than giving up. Right now it's really hard for me, but I'm really trying to find happiness in small things, like the early morning tea and Parasite winning Best Picture. So yeah, keep feeding that stupid brain some mini candies to distract it. I fought for it and got it back. Stood on a bridge in December, but family and therapy got me back on track. There are still a lot of lost emotions and confusion within me, but my therapist and me are working on it. Donuts and dogs. Triple D. Donuts, dogs, dicks. Being dead kinda boring NGL. Edit. Stop giving awards, cringe strangers. The simplicity in this post is almost poetic. Every time I accomplish something or finish an assignment, I just feel so fucking proud of myself. I feel so lucky to be alive and in the place in the world I have. Cause there are pies to be eaten. Pretty sure no one will find this comment, but hey, today was a good day for me. I just got my first electric piano and am eager to learn this instrument. Now that is a reason to be alive. Music. I wanna master this thing before I go. Edit. Thank you kind strangers for all the awards and all the reply comments wishing me luck. Really made me feel great. I've been wanting to play the piano for about 3 years now, but only a few days ago I managed to convince my parents to get me one. I've been pretty depressive for the past few years for reasons, but I hope this thing can get me back on track. To all of you who are in the same boat with me, I wish you all well. We're all gonna make it. Man, all the good in this world. Joking around and laughing with your friends until you can't breathe anymore. A random dog running up to you to sniff your butt. Getting your first kiss. The smells from bakeries when you head out in the morning. Staring at the moon late at night knowing there's someone out there doing the same. Hugging your parents after not seeing them for a while. Cuddling with you so after you did the beep beep scaddedly do. A stranger's baby smiling at you when you're waiting for a bus. The taste of the watermelon on a hot summer day and laying on the couch under a blanket watching the flames in the fireplace on a cold winter evening. Listening to the music in your bed on a Friday night knowing you don't have to set up an alarm for tomorrow. Texting your crush late at night, both of you being dead as tired, but neither one wanting it to stop. The feeling of accomplishment when you finally learn to tie your shoes yourself. When you finally reach the bathroom after having to pee really bad. Telling a joke and the whole group of people laughs. Reading a book at the seaside while the sun unbeknownst to you slowly burns in a dick a sibling drew on your back with a sunscreen. Finally beating a game you've been playing for weeks. Making a meme yourself and thousands of strangers on Reddit like it too. When you inconsistently water your cactus, but the cactus is just fine with it and it blooms to thank you, and you didn't even know cactuses can bloom. When you're really tired after a workout and your muscles are sore the next day, but hey, you know you did something good for yourself. Starving yourself because you know grandma is going to cook your favorite meal and you have to eat it all. There's an old man I sometimes visit who can talk your ear off for hours on end. You'll sit down with him and he'll start to unload his stories, one after the other, of his old friends, his years in the radio industry, and his misadventures chasing women. Once, halfway through his usual ramble, he stopped, turned to me, and said, "You know what? Life is fun. And it stinks to know that I'm getting close to the end because the whole thing's just been so damned fun." That's always stuck with me. It's my belief that the person who's had the most successful life is the one who, when it's all said and done, has the best stories to tell his grandkids. It seems better than being dead. My dogs. I can't imagine leaving them behind. Watching sunrises with a hot cup of tea. Singing my favorite songs in a place with good acoustics. Using really soft yarn to knit something nice for someone. Calling a friend and hearing the joy in their voice when they realize it's me. Snow days. Making s'mores at a bonfire. It's all the little things. I hope you can find all the little things you love in life. There's so many. Please be safe, friend. Edit. Thank you all so much for the awards, including my first silver. BC in fastest sperm. I'm speed. I don't, a lot of the time. Edit. I'm medicated and go to therapy already. Thanks for the concern. Why? My firstborn was born 10 hours ago. I survived cancer. I was given weeks to live and miraculously got remission. Life post-cancer is a terrible struggle, mentally and physically, but I won't trade it for the alternative. I now get to watch my adorable niece grow up. I get to look at the world with a completely different perspective. I get to enjoy being with my wife and traveling the world as much as possible. Death would solve a lot of the pain I currently live with, but the eternal sadness it would cause my family would haunt me. I don't want parents to be sad. Edit. Yo, now my first reward works for me. I love my friends. I legit do not know what I'll be without them, or them without me. You guys are loved y'all. Food Point and Shrek. But mainly Shrek. Honestly, a good story. I used to devour libraries as a kid. I usually have something going on in the background while I work, and I'll listen to fiction podcasts voraciously. There's always a new story, but that moment, when you find a good one, and it connects with you, chef's kiss. Please do not eat my place of employment. I've gotten the opportunity to live and enjoy doing what I do. I've found interesting friends and hobbies and am generally happy with where I am. Edit. Spelling. There are many things that make me like being alive, like my best friends, my husband, his daughter, my dog, a future. I just have to wait through all the bullshit to enjoy them. Edit. We've been together for almost 5 years now, and his daughter is my stepdaughter. It was at her request, and I won't call her my daughter until she asks me to. I read future as furniture, and that you have way too much of it, that you have to literally push it aside to get to your family. Life, man, the dude voice. My 2 adorable kids and my awesome wife. Pho is pretty delicious. Thanks for that award train, chief. My wife and I love pho so much we decided to travel to Vietnam to have authentic pho. One of my favorite countries I've ever visited. Vietnamese coffee is the tits. I never knew my father, and my wife is pregnant with our first child. I like being alive because I'm about to get the chance to be the dad I needed when I was growing up. Seeing the joy on my kids' faces when I come home from work, their excitement warms my heart. Because I'm this quiet, introverted character in some own story and I want to see how it plays out. I have 2 kids. Every day they annoy the crap out of me and each other. But they also bring me great joy. They are smart, funny and find joy in the world in ways that I never knew possible. Wearing a hat. Edit. I replied to myself before the upvotes. Now I'm editing this original post because I've farmed enough karma. Credit Norm Macdonald for this little tidbit of humor. When explaining why life was great, he said, loose quote, "You can wear a hat, go to dinners. Please look up Norm's takes on death and dying." Seth MacFarlane asked him to voice death for a reason, no doubt. Food, music and weed. Humanity. Those rare moments of humanity makes me love being alive and being human. Primary reason is, I don't want to make my family sad again. I've also learned how to handle my depression and anxiety better. I have wonderful people in my life that I can count on when I need them, and I have some exciting things planned for the future, so it would be a shame to end it all now. Really the only reason is my family and friends. The only reason I want Walden to die is because I know it would hurt them. Bold of you to assume I like being alive. Friends and family. My fluffy puppa. Pretty sure no one will see this, but I've actually been thinking about suicide the last couple months. I don't do it because I hope something or someone worth living will appear in my life. Edit. Thanks guys, this really helps. I've been bullied and currently am depressed most of the time. Things have gone a little better this last month, so I hope that it'll gradually get better. My husband and our dogs. All throughout high school I told myself that I wouldn't live beyond 21 years old and truly believed it. Depression kicked my ass back then. My now husband and I met when I was 19, and I swear he saved me. 4 years later, and I've never been so happy in my entire life. Feelings. I love to feel. I have no idea if that will be something I can experience once and gone. And it's rather very fascinating. Experiencing in general is probably the better term. I can try so much and there still is something I don't know anything about. A new kind of cooking, a new sport, climbing another mountain, seeing new things, having the next fall come in and see the leaves in a new pattern of red, orange and yellow, and this is just without leaving my usual environment. The sheer difference it would make if I just now took a plane to somewhere in Asia and start a new life there is mind-boggling, but beautiful. I love that about life. It never gets old. Cause I believe one day it will get better and I'll be happy, even though I'm not now. Because I like breathing. I love to smoke weed. You guys are liking being alive. My wife is pretty cool, also the fur babies. I really don't. I work a dead-end job, live with chronic pain, but every 2 months me and my brother we create bags on basic needs, close gift cards to shops, hygiene stuff, and go into our local city and give them to people. We have created real friendship with some of the people we gave it to. I have seen people manage to get back on their feet and get sorted. That's what keeps me going, knowing even a small thing can help, and maybe help that person clean up for an interview, or keep 5 of them going for a few extra days. I like learning things and creating things. I heard they were serving cookies here, so wanted to swing by. Although life goes ups and downs, I'm pretty happy how it's going. Last year I graduated from college and I have a great job, good friends and a loving family. My only wish is I could get a nice GF, but I always have 1 million reasons to thank for being alive. Edit. Thanks for the silver, kind stranger. It is my first award, so it means a lot to me. It's almost unbelievable how life is. We are in a position to do anything, limitless options. I like life because I have so many ways to help people. That's what makes it worth living. We are in a position to do anything, limitless options. Lol. More like illusion of choice. I've put a lot of effort into doing work for my degree and I'd like to have it finally, and maybe a job. Who knows, it may make my life better. If not, I'm ready to go. Just got into a prestigious graduate school, so I get to pursue my dream at the highest level. It beats being a decomposing mass in a shallow grave. Tex-Mex food, duh. I didn't get much say in the matter, but I guess I'll enjoy the ride. It makes me, and the people I care about, happy. Magic mushrooms and skinny dipping in the sea at night in Thailand. I'm not. Edit. That's the first award I've ever gotten. Am I supposed to? It's just okay. Shrimp. I started enjoying it. I have good friends and I'm having a lot of fun with them, so it's not so bad anymore. Seeing people's faces when they get a nice text, getting the window seat on a plane, playing with babies, flipping through a stack of records, hitting the rev limiter, perfectly ripe watermelons, my dog, everything lavender scented, a goal scored with 2 minutes left in the third, when the coffee/cream/sugar balance is flawless, painting a room with friends, the electrical bus when you walk downtown after rain, overdressing for events, finding something you thought was lost forever. I could write a million of these, and they change every day. The amount of beauty in the world that we lived in. Tonight, after a long day of dealing with stuff nobody should ever have to go through, I looked up while walking to my car in the parking lot at the black night sky and saw dozens of brightly lit stars shining down at me. It was an amazing sight and made me think that light, even though it took it millions to billions of years, can still reach me. It's little things like that which helps keep me going. Too lazy to off myself. Right now, it's my wife and awaiting the birth of my baby. I know that this will probably never get read, but that actually works as a metaphor for my life. I don't care if no one knows about it. I'm just happy that it exists. My existence is nothing more than that, and witnessing existence is in itself an amazing thing. I battled depression for a while because I wasn't able to find meaning in my life, and every now and then it comes creeping back, but I exist, and I think it's amazing. When life is shitty or fantastic, I just remember that I exist, because that's all I really am. Right now only because I don't want to waste my mother's time. Porn, money, power, in that particular order. Because it's fun. Username checks out. Because I don't know if I will get to do any of the things I enjoy doing once I'm dead. Nobody knows what, if anything, happens to your consciousness on death, so without that knowledge I'm not in a rush to get there. Because I like my cat and PC gaming. Concerts. When Chester Bennington commits suicide, it made me realize I have to see as many of my favorite artists live as I can. I will never be able to see Linkin Park live anymore, and it haunts me. Who knows which band will fall apart next, so I need to see them all while I have the opportunity. This is keeping me alive and motivated for the future even when I'm super depressed. I have 6 concerts planned this year and I couldn't be more excited. I still need to pull LR Vegeto. I feel like this is Reddit's version of Halley's Comet lol. Bitcoin. I exist to spite God. I'm satisfied with that. This will probably get lost, but it's officially been 1 year since I almost ended my life, and I'm pretty proud of it and wanted to share it. It's always the little things that keep me going. Sunsets, endorphin rushes after workouts, pancakes, little moments of joy with my friends, art, trying new things, etc. I don't always feel better than that day a year ago, but I know that there will always be moments in the future that I will feel better that make everything worth it. Dear God, this is like the most wholesome threads ever. Everyone got an award. You get an award. You get an award. Everyone gets an award. There are so many things that I want to learn as well as so many things that I want to be good at. I love working hard and seeing progress and improvement. It's just too fun. Music. Can't read it. Can't carry a tune. Know nothing about playing an instrument except Silent Night on a keyboard. Know nothing about arrangement, songwriting, none of it. But when a song hits that sweet spot where you can feel your heart rate get faster, you start slightly sweating, the hairs on your arm stand on end and you go all goosepimply and electric, so much so you see colors. That's what keeps me alive. It's a high I can chase and get results fairly often, with the only side effects being listening to a song so much it gets old quickly or eventually tinnitus. My Hypixel Skyblock level 8B. Is this a meme? A bunch of people giving awards for nothing and I just haven't seen it yet? Because sometimes there's animals and sometimes I can pet them and then things are a bit better for a while. The woods and the ocean, getting the giggles that don't quit with anyone, but especially with a close friend. I don't think there's anything better. I met a blind guy at the bar tonight. We started talking about normal small talk. He asked me what I did for work. After my rambling on about my job for a few minutes, I asked him what he did for work. He responded, well, it's kind of complicated. I said back to him, please don't tell me you're a truck driver. He laughed harder than I've seen anyone laugh in a long time. Long story short, sometimes people that have life harder than you need to laugh, and you might just be the person to loosen up their lives or whatever. Alright, I'm so confused. What's happening here? Somebody hacked Reddit maybe, lol. I've been suicidal for about half of my 23 years, but I was lucky and met my soulmate. Life doesn't feel so empty anymore. I don't feel so empty. He's always there for me, and he makes the future seem exciting and worthwhile. Things are so different from a year ago, when I was so filled with rage for having the misfortune of being born. I'm glad I didn't die before I met him. I think someone just wants to make Reddit history. Like and subscribe for good luck, you handsome gentleman.